to school, there's always was the golden rule. Won't you cover me tonight? Oh, won't you cover me? We'll go walking over land, across the shore, with your feelings overboard, self-assured. Too many people were okay by today.
Hi guys, and welcome to vlog 15. I am here in Siem Reap in the northwestern part of Cambodia, which is pretty much the starting point to go and explore Angkor Wat and the famous Cambodian temples. So all those adjoining temples which are surrounding Angkor Wat, like Angkor Thom, Prayer Khan, these stunning works of art, which are all around this area. So that's been absolutely fantastic. I was thinking, should I do a vlog on the temples? Should I do a vlog on how much it costs to get to them and all this kind of stuff? But then honestly I thought about it. If you search on YouTube, there's so much information out there. Did I really need to make another vlog just to, you know, add to all those? And I thought, you know what, I probably don't. What I will do is quickly talk about just the brief details of what it takes to get here. Did I enjoy the temples? I did enjoy the temples. I think they're beautiful, absolutely stunning, and you do feel a little bit like Indiana Jones, at least for 5 minutes, running around some of those temples. How did I get here? From Phnom Penh to Siem Reap cost me $11 by bus. It took around 6 hours. The bus was comfortable, air conditioned, stopped for bathroom breaks, and got us here on time. Where am I staying? In Siem Reap there are a number of options. Once again, you have hostels, you have Airbnb, you have upscale hotels. The place I'm staying in right here in the center of Siem Reap is $11 a night. You can stay in hostels for $3 a night. How do you see the temples? The temples, Angkor Wat, are around 5 miles from the center of Siem Reap, and then the surrounding temples go as far as about 40 kilometers, which is Bante Sray. Forgive me if I pronounced that incorrectly. You need to buy a temple pass. You can buy a 1-day temple pass, a 3-day temple pass, or a 7-day temple pass. So if you can do 7 days going around the temples and you're gonna love that, get the 7-day one, for sure it's great value. 1 day I personally think is a little too much. To try and see all these temples in 1 day is going to be possible, but very tiring. So if you are pushed for time and on a very tight schedule, sure, you know, you can get a 1-day pass and you can get a tuk-tuk driver at a cost to drive you around as many as possible. I took the 3-day pass. You don't have to use it 3 days in a row. You can do 1 day visiting temples, 1 day relax, 1 day visiting temples, 1 day relax. That's kind of what I've done, so I could go back to the temples a bit fresher each day and enjoy them a bit more. How do I get to the temples? First day I visited the temples, I hired a push bike, a bicycle. It was a dream of mine to cycle from Siem Reap to Angkor Wat and then around the temples, and from one temple to the next temple to the next. So that was a bit of a dream. That cost me $3 US for 1 day bicycle hire. What else? Dinners and food in Siem Reap, they're not actually much different to Phnom Penh. I thought they might be a little more expensive, but to be honest, they're about the same. You can get a main course for around $4 to $5 US, or you can eat really cheap as well. So there are some vegan options here, there are plenty of meat options, there's lots of different cuisines and food to choose from. I think that's about it for Siem Reap. So what I'm going to do today is we're going to have a question and answer vlog. So I've had a bunch of fantastic friends, thank you everyone, who have sent me questions from around the world, which I'm going to try and answer in this week's vlog. Question number 1, I have them on my phone, so who do we have first? Okay, so Layla, hi Layla, in Germany said, do you use a vlogging camera, and if yes, which one? Okay Layla, so I don't have a specific, say, vlogging camera, but I do have a camera which I'm filming a lot on to make my film 4 Sides of a Coin. More information about that in the link below. But yeah, I'm making a film, so because of that I wanted a pretty decent filming camera, which I can also use for vlogging. So my filming camera is the Panasonic GH4, which is really good and good functionality for filming. It's got great battery life, it's kind of weather shielded, it goes up to 4K if you need it. It's just generally a good solid filming camera. But honestly, if I'm just filming and I want to put some music or narration over the top of it for a vlog, I can do that on my phone as well. You know, it doesn't really matter what camera gear you have. If you have a great camera or a phone, you know what, if you can just share a bit of your story, then it's good enough. And the story is always more important than what camera you have. So yeah, I don't really have a vlogging camera, and if I wasn't making a film, I'd try and do as much as I could on this or whatever I could find. Alright, thank you. So next question. Ron Mariano in California says, where are you going next? Okay, so in Cambodia, I am going back to Phnom Penh after Siem Reap, and then I'm going out to Mondulkiri by the mountains for a week, and then some time by some islands a bit further south, and then I'll be going into Thailand, and then I'll be going a bunch of other places after that. But that's where I'm going next. Olivia, hi Olivia, in Germany, she asks, what are my top tips for flying? So if you have an 11-hour flight, what do you do for 11 hours? I try and set it into little portions. So maybe when you first get on the plane and you take off, they usually serve you some food. So I'll probably sit there for 1 or 2 hours, kind of enjoy the takeoff, watch the views, maybe search through and choose a movie or something to watch. You know, it's that perfect time where you're not going to be bugged by people on the phone, you're offline, you're off grid, you can totally relax. And just watch a trashy movie. It's the kind of movie you'd never even bother to watch at home. And then maybe when you've watched the film, maybe just sleep a little bit. I try not to sleep the whole flight, so I don't completely screw my body clock up. I try and just like nap, do like cat naps, 2 or 3 hours. So I'll have a little nap for a couple of hours, then maybe listen to some music, read a book, go for a little walk around, talk to the person next to me, you know, what's their story, where are they going to, and who are they, you know, it's always good to learn. And I've met people that I'm still in touch with to this day through flying, and the person sitting next to me, so that would be my tips for flying. Oh, and always arrive at the airport early. Never ever arrive late. I mean, like, don't ever do that to yourself. Arrive early, even earlier than you need to be, just be early. A question from my friend Clint in England. He said, what has been the most eye-opening experience of your trip so far? I've had many eye-opening experiences. A recent one is while I'm interviewing people for my film, I have a set of questions I ask each different people in different countries, so we get their same questions but maybe different answers. And one of the questions I ask when I'm filming people is I ask them, who would you most like to meet in the world, whether they are alive or dead, and what question would you ask them? Now my friends back in LA, I think Jinx mentioned he would like to meet Johann Sebastian Bach, the composer, and ask about what he thought of music today and those kinds of things. I recently asked a young guy called Long, a Cambodian guy back in Phnom Penh, who he would most like to meet and what would his question be. And his question was, he would like to meet Pol Pot and ask him why he killed so many people in Cambodia. That was kind of like a sobering and eye-opening experience, I guess. So that's been a recent one. Yeah, okay, next question. Thanks Clint, by the way. Cheers buddy, hope you're well. Next question. Oh, this is my niece. This is so cute. Hi Jasmine, and hi Art, Poppy, and all my brother's other kids and my brother's family, and all my family actually in England. Anyway, Jasmine. Jasmine has a great question. Okay, I'm biased, she's my niece, but it is a good question. She said, okay, what's been the biggest contrast you've seen in the same city on the same day? When I was in Seattle, I used to take the bus in from Gig Harbor, which is about 40 miles away. I was staying in Gig Harbor with my friend Andrew, and I'd take the bus in the morning about 6 in the morning, and the last bus back from Seattle to Gig Harbor was about 5 in the afternoon. In the afternoon I was walking around filming different parts of Seattle, and this beautiful woman called Heather came up to me who was homeless, and all she really wanted to do was speak to the camera and tell me how
we should all love one another and help each other.
She didn't really ask for any food, she didn't really ask for anything, and she had nothing, and she was very down on her luck, but she somehow managed to have the courage to show me a big smile, and a very beautiful smile that was. And then about an hour after that I had to go back to my bus to take the bus back to Gig Harbor, which is right next to a giant posh bank, and then there you had all the rich businessmen in their suits and their leather bags and everything they had ready to go home to their comfortable homes. And of course I knew that Heather didn't have a home to go to, she was going to be sleeping somewhere in that city outside. So that was a contrast in one day. And thank you Jasmine for a very intelligent, thoughtful question. I hope you're very good. Be good for mum and dad. Alright, next question. Lena in Austria asks me, what is your advice for anyone wanting to just leave their old life behind them and go and travel? Like I did, I quit my job, I sold my home, and I went traveling for this 1 year to create this book and film called Four Sides of a Coin. What would I say? I think you need to have a bit of a plan, a bit of an idea of how you're going to do that and sustain it. I mean, there's no good having 200 bucks in your pocket and saying, hey, I'm going to go and travel the world, although it's kind of a cool idea, and you never know. But honestly, no, I think you need to think about it. How are you going to do it? What do you want to get from it? What kind of value can you add as you travel? Because I think it's good when you travel if you don't only just take away people's stories, but maybe you can add some value to places as you go. But ultimately, if you want to quit your job, if you want to change your life, do it. You know, nothing is stopping you. You are the only person that can change your life, and you're the only person that can stop you changing your life. So do it. You know, the barriers we put in front of us are put there by ourselves, and we can also take them away. Whether you want to work in a career in as a swimming instructor, or work as a career as a businesswoman, or if you want to travel the world, or if you want to work compassionately for a charitable organization, you can do anything you want to do. There's no one stopping you but yourself. Work out what you want to do, how are you going to do it, and go and do it, because life is too short. There's nothing to stop you. Most things in life have been done by someone already. There's always a way. Just think about it, work it out, how are you going to do it, and go do it, and enjoy it every minute. Alright, thank you Lena, I hope you're well. Okay, next question is from Nick in Tokyo in Japan. He says, has the end goal with your journey changed due to anything that has happened so far, and if so, what happened? I set out for this year-long journey and adventure to travel, obviously enjoy everything I'm seeing and doing, but to create this film and book called Four Sides of a Coin. So I'm very conscious that I kind of stay on track with that. Has the idea of it changed? My idea is open, you know, it's an open idea where I want to learn about people's lives and then see how all of that molds together at the end of it. So from people's lives in America to Cambodia to destination C or destination D, and then all their inputs we're going to put into this film, and I guess only at the end can I see really what it's going to be. So it hasn't really changed, but it's always changing, you know, if that makes sense. Okay, thanks buddy. Penny in Australia asks, describe your childhood growing up. My childhood growing up, I had kind of, I guess, 2 or 3 kind of childhoods in my eyes. One when I was very young, which was like a family unit. I had my mum, my dad, my older sister and my older brother and myself. We all lived together as a family, and we had an older brother who would also come and visit us at Christmas times. Mum and dad actually sold our family home, and with the money from selling the house, my mum and my dad and my older brother Darren spent every single weekend for 2 years working their asses off to build a boat. My parents bought the steel hull of a yacht. It was empty, just a shell, and they built that boat from bottom up over 2 years until it was a beautiful, beautiful yacht. And when I was about 8 or 9 years old, really my brother and my sister had already moved out at that point, and it was just myself and my mum and my dad, and we lived on this boat in southwest of England in a place called Dartmouth, which is my home. So we lived on this beautiful little river, and I was very fortunate to have that experience living on this boat. And I guess on the weekends I would take our little inflatable dinghy, and I would be 8 or 9 years old, and I would row my little dinghy across the river to the other side of the river, which was kind of like the more popular side, and where my friends lived, and we'd go hang out. And yeah, then I'd row my little boat back, and you know, sometimes you take the ferry in the morning for school and all that kind of stuff. And then my parents actually separated when I got a little older, and they had to sell that boat. And I ended up choosing to live with my father, and my father gave up everything he had to raise me. So I grew up with my father, I guess from the years of about 13 to 20, until he sold the house one day and said, son, I've sold the house and you've got 2 or 3 weeks to find something to live, and you know, it's time for me to grow up and stand on my own 2 feet. Penny also asks, what was the hardest thing that's ever happened to him in my life? Very simple. My father passing away was the hardest thing I've ever had to deal with in my life. But also from that, my father's passing and all he gave me motivates me every single day and gives me ambition to do stuff. He was a keen sailor, he was a painter and artist, he was creative, he was an adventurer and an explorer, and yeah, I hope I can be a small part of good a man that he was, you know. So there is that. Okay, thank you, Penny. So guys, thank you very much for all your questions. I'm sorry if I didn't answer all of them. If any of you guys have any questions, feel free to come and drop me a message at any time. Leave a comment below. If you follow me on Instagram, send me a message or whatever. I don't really use Facebook too much, but I mean, yeah, my Instagram link is below. You can follow me for more daily updates on there. You can see Instagram stories, and I do quick like silly videos around town like every day, and you can watch that stuff in between the vlogs. And I'm always happy to help out in any way I can with any kind of travel questions or anything I can help with. You know, drop me a message, and as soon as I get a second, I will reply and say hello. So guys, thanks for watching. If you loved it, leave a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and have a great week. I want to be back next week with a new vlog. So guys, have a great week. Thanks for watching as always, and bye 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 bye.
I got up for work and climbed into that silver mug. Another little company plug. They say I'm doing fine. Scheduled in at 9 today to talk about it, rise and play. Nothing that I had to say, just make it there in time. But I was late, very, very late. So now I'm cleaning lavatories, unmoved by the indignities. Kids on christening me release that filthy dub-up scum. Heard the knock upon my door, those kids have missed the toilet for